So I know everyone's number one question since the last episode
Mhm.
is obviously, Kelsey, did you rewatch that Nickelodeon movie Spectacular about the show choir? And the answer is yes, I have rewatched it, and it is fantastic.
Well, actually, I'm looking at our fan mail. We got like 20 messages saying, Kelsey, did you rewatch Spectacular, the Nickelodeon movie about the show choir?
Yeah, the one that all of us clearly remember and was
The
a
one,
staple in our childhood.
the one that I genuinely had never heard of until like a week ago, even though you've mentioned it to me multiple times before that.
But like everyone has heard of it, obviously. Like everyone knows about this movie. It is fantastic. Go watch it right now. Forget DCOMs. Like just watch, and honestly, don't watch any other Nickelodeon movie. Just watch Spectacular. Welcome everybody to the DCOM Duo
We're the
podcast.
DCOM duo.
I'm Kelsey.
I'm BenG.
We're the DCOM Duo.
Yes, this is the DCOM duo. And today we watched, and by today, I mean
Last
yesterday,
night, yeah.
we watched Girl vs. Monster.
Yes, we did.
And it was pretty
It
fun.
was phenomenal. I
Yeah.
had such a good time.
Maybe it's because you didn't take notes for once.
I think I would have had a good time regardless.
Yeah. I took the notes this time, so I'll be talking more than I usually do. But beyond that, yeah, Girl vs. Monster, it was a pretty fun time. It is very much a so bad it's good movie
Oh, yeah.
where it just fully does the camp, and I don't think it's really trying to. I think most of the things it's doing is trying to play it straight.
No, it's trying to be a good movie, and it's so bad. It's so fucking funny.
This was better on a rewatch when we knew the main plot points coming.
Yeah.
There's still some problems with it, and we'll get into it once we talk about the whole movie.
Yeah, is it a good movie? No.
No.
I think it's so bad that it's so funny.
Well, like, it's also not a bad movie in terms of how some other so bads are, where
Yeah.
they are annoying to watch, but they still have some good points.
You know,
This
it's better
movie
than
is
some.
very rarely actively bad. At the most, it's like occasionally boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially on a rewatch, this is kind of hit.
Yeah. Spell goat.
We'll get to it. We'll get to how you spell goat. If you are listening in, let us know how you would spell goat.
GG.
Believe it or not, it is the world's hardest word to spell, even though it is very commonly spelled out these days. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right. Anything else we want to say about the movie before we move into fan mail?
We have fan mail?
We do not have fan mail. Well, other than the 200 messages we got
about Spectacular. Yeah, I already addressed those.
Yeah. You want to read one of them out for us?
Yeah. Hey guys, love the podcast. Just curious, have you rewatched Spectacular lately? I just rewatched it, and it's like the best movie I've ever watched ever. So let me know if you get to that.
How much did it cost you to rewatch this movie?
Like $4.
Like, that's low enough that I can't be like, wow.
Worth every fucking penny, let me tell you.
All right. So
let's jump into it. Yeah.
Before we move on, if you want to send us some fan mail about either Spectacular or
Girl vs. Monster or any of the other
literally
movies.
any DCOM prior episode or not,
yeah,
you can let us know. We can save it for the DCOM or we can read it out. Just let us know what you want to do with it. Email us at thedcomduo@gmail.com. That's THEDCOM @
G
MAL
oh
dot COM. And that dot is a period, to be clear.
just don't spell out dot.
Yes. Otherwise, there's like a talkback feature on Spotify. There's other YouTube comments. That's another one.
That's another
You
one.
can go on Kelsey's DCOM Duo TikTok or her personal TikTok and message about it.
They don't know my personal TikTok.
I think we stated it at one point in like our episode 0.
Oh. Okay, go back and listen to episode 0.
It might not be there, but like
listen to it anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember what we said there. That was a few months ago.
A while ago.
We've kind of like been doing this podcast for a pretty long time now.
It's only been like 15 episodes. I think this is the 16th.
But I mean, that's like 32 weeks.
That's true. It's a while.
We've been doing this for a bit. Yeah. All right. We'll move on to the DCOM Duo factos.
Yay.
Well, I took these factos down, so again, I'll be doing the talking here.
Yeah, Benji's just gonna he's just taking over the whole episode for me, which is pretty nice. I get a nice little break.
All right. So this DCOM released in October 12th, 2012. It is a Halloween movie.
Yeah, that makes
Makes
sense.
sense to be released in there. Do you know what number DCOM it is? You want to guess?
I'm gonna say it's like 83 or something.
91st.
Oh, okay.
Pretty close.
That was pretty close.
All right. The director is Stuart Gillard.
Oh,
Yeah. He was nominated for a DGA award for this movie, just
nice.
like Jonas thing. A similar one that he won for Going to the Mat.
He directed that?
He also got nominated for Avalon High.
Oh my god, that one's bad.
He also directed both Twitch's movies, Hatching
Yo,
Pete,
yo,
Full Court Miracle, and
yo.
Scream Team.
Holy shit.
So yeah, he does a lot of decom of very mixed quality, I think. There's
Yeah.
some that I really like in there, and there's some that I really don't like. So
Yeah. Like Avalon High, as I already said. I would believe that it's the same guy who directed Avalon High as this movie. That makes sense to me. Like Full Court Miracle surprises me a little bit.
he was like nominated for an Emmy for writing for the Sonny and Cher show in the
Oh,
70s.
wow.
So yeah, he did a bunch of acting work in the 70s too, and like won a Canadian Film Award for the best actor in Why Rock the Boat. Something I found out, like the majority of this cast is Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Luke Benward Canadian?
I think he's American.
Good. That's
Um,
nothing against
yeah,
Canadians.
he's now mainly a TV show producer and director. He's worked on 90210. He's worked on Charmed. He worked on Jane the Virgin. Worked on One Tree Hill. And his most recent work is he's working on the show So Help Me Todd.
Oh, lovely. I've
Yeah,
heard that's so good.
you want to
Ugh.
explain to the audience our relation to So Help Me Todd?
Well, we watch Survivor every week on CBS, and in the commercials because we watch it live because we're committed. Um, so we have to watch the commercials, and So Help Me Todd is advertising the commercials, and we just joke about how it like sucks because all the reviews say that it sucked. We haven't watched it,
I don't even know if all the reviews really say that it sucked.
and it's Skylar. What's his name from Pitch
More,
Per?
I think. No,
No, Skylar like Aston or
I'm not
something
gonna
like
Google it.
that.
That's not
Do
worth
you know
it.
the guy from Pitch Perfect?
Yeah.
And we always joke because we're watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend right now, and he was recast as he's the new Greg. So we're like, that's Greg from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. So yeah, it's a little joke. So help me Todd.
Yep. All right. So now for our main cast, playing the
Yeah.
role of Skylar Lewis is Olivia Holt.
Yeah.
Yeah. She starred in the Disney XD show Kicking It.
Oh,
She also,
Disney XD. So she was not Disney Channel Prime. Like,
well, she was also on the Disney Channel show I Didn't Do It.
what the heck is that?
It ran for multiple seasons. I didn't know
Wow.
about it.
I didn't know about it.
She also was starred in the Marvel show Cloak and Dagger as Dagger on Freeform.
She's Dagger from Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a freeform show?
Yes, a Freeform Marvel show.
That makes
Which
me think it's not good.
I didn't really know there were Freeform Marvel shows, but I
Mm.
guess Disney's got to spread it all across everything they own.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also recorded a fair bit of music, both like for this movie and a bunch of other projects.
Yeah.
And done like a fair amount of other TV shows, but honestly, not a ton. Like, I think she's one of those people who, at one point, people are like, "Oh, she's going to be the next Disney star," and just like never really
Wasn't.
took off that much.
Yeah. Did you find that one movie she was in with Ross Lynch?
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, cool.
I didn't mark it down.
Okay, all I know is that like it came up on my YouTube of like Ross Lynch singing this Bruno Mars song in a movie, and Olivia Holt was also in the movie, and so I like watched the video. I don't know what movie it was.
Yeah, it didn't like wasn't that type of movie. I did consider putting on 'cause Ross Lynch is another decom staple.
Yeah, and that's why I watched the video. I'm like, oh, decom people, that's fun, but I didn't look into the movie at all. So
Yeah. All right. Playing the role of Sadie is Karis Dorsey. She was Casey the child in Moneyball.
yeah,
Moneyball is one of my favorite films of all time. I
it's a
really think
good,
she did good there.
it's a good freaking movie.
Like, let's talk about good movies for a second, because we always talk about decoms for a second. Like, I always say that Moneyball's in like my top 3 films of all time. It will forever probably be in my top 5. Like,
It's a
it
movie.
really. works for me.
It's a movie that like even if you don't like sports, it's like a good watch anyway, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, so really like that. I think her role is great about it. She's honestly probably the emotional core of the movie,
Yeah,
I
and
would
it's
argue.
like it's crazy that she did such a good job in Moneyball and then comes on Disney Channel and like what girl what are you doing?
She, I don't know.
Spell goat for me. Come on.
She was also Emily and Alexander in the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Wow, yeah, they did make that a movie, didn't they?
Yep.
That was just a short little children's book and they're like, let's make a
I
movie.
mean, that just happens every once in a while.
I'm pretty sure 13 Reasons Why guy is in it too.
I don't know. I think Jennifer Garner and Steve Carell are both like the parents. I might be
Jennifer
wrong
Garner
there.
doesn't surprise me, but like Steve Carell, what are you doing in that movie?
That movie had money behind it.
Damn.
She had a main role as a kid on the ABC family drama Brothers and Sisters.
Now known
That's
as
no,
Freeform.
sorry, that ABC. It's a family
Oh,
drama.
so I'm like ABC Family is now Freeform. Oh, no,
No,
you just meant
it
ABC.
was literally an ABC show.
What was it called?
Brothers and Sisters. I hadn't
I don't
heard
know what
about
that
it.
is.
It apparently drew millions of viewers every Sunday night, ran for 5 seasons, seemed significant.
Good for her.
Yeah. She was a main role on the Showtime crime drama Ray Donovan. I'd
Okay.
heard of that before. It's like the Lev Schreiber show, something like that. But like that's like what she was doing recently. I don't think she's done anything really notable in the past couple years because Ray Donovan ended pretty recently.
Okay.
Um, the only Disney Channel connection was a one episode appearance on Shake It Up. That's the only Disney Channel involvement she had,
Other than this movie.
other than this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then we move to Henry, who's the other friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played by Brendan Mayer. He was a part of the main cast for the OA. Do you know what the OA is?
Mm-mm.
It's a Netflix show. I think it is like probably the one people talk about most about Netflix canceling stuff early because
Okay.
it had like a big fan base and a cliffhanger season 2 ending, which was high critical reviews, and Netflix just canceled it
Why?
because Netflix cancels stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. He was also on Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he was the star of the TV show in Canada, Mr. Young, which is basically a guy, he's a student, goes and graduates from college and then comes back to teach high school while still being high school age. So it's just basically Genius, but like a
Okay.
little different.
Yeah.
And now he was on that for some 3 seasons.
Okay.
And he's still doing some like minor TV and movie roles, still in the business.
Oh.
All right. We're moving to the big guy.
Hell yeah.
Playing Ryan is Luke Benward. Got it
Yes.
marked down here. This is Kelsey's DCOM crush outside of everyone in Ring of Endless Light.
And Zac Efron.
Okay. You want to go into your crush a little bit?
I love him. He's so cute. Like I just don't really have anything else to say. Like he was also in Minutemen, but he was a kid in that. Um I think the biggest like oh hell yeah, that's Luke Benward is his role in Cloud Nine. Because
Yes.
he's the love interest in Cloud Nine. Come on.
Those are the three DCOMs he's in. This one, Cloud9 and Minutemen. He also had major roles in Dumplin' and How to Eat Fried Worms.
Yeah, he was in How to Eat Fried Worms. I watched that as a kid. But yeah, also, okay, he's a love interest in Dumplin' and he's really cute in that.
He's
So
also the love interest in the final season of Good Luck Charlie.
yeah. Yeah, he plays Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's his name. I didn't actually watch Good Luck Charlie, but I did know he was in that. Yeah.
This was the fact I was excited to tell you about. After meeting on set, him and Olivia Holt started dating.
Holy crap.
Yes, they dated for multiple years, but broke up, and now he is dating Ariel Winter, who played Alex on Modern Family, among many other roles.
Okay.
She's done a lot of acting stuff, and recently with her, but him as director, he made an award-winning short film titled Boys that like won multiple film festivals.
Good
So good for
for
him.
him. Wow.
Yeah.
Husband material.
All right. Playing Deamata, that's the evil demon lady.
Yeah.
Is Tracy Dawson,
Okay.
who basically got no roles after this point in anything,
Dang.
which I thought was kind of interesting. I expected like her to be. She feels like a role in the movie of like some great actresses having like a fun character
You
moment.
know who she reminded me of? Elizabeth Banks. Wait,
Yeah,
is that her name? Who's in like
Elizabeth Banks in a lot. Yeah.
Hunger Games
Hmm.
and she did like Cocaine Bear and
Yep.
okay, cool. I got the name right. That's I'm like she is Elizabeth Banks light right now.
I feel like they wrote that role for someone else and it didn't. That person didn't pick it up, and I'm not sure it's Elizabeth Banks,
It's probably not, but
but
like,
it's
come
someone
on.
of that place. Go, I don't know. She had like decently sized roles on TV shows that I haven't heard of. Call Me Fritz and The Gavin Crawford Show.
No idea.
Otherwise, she hasn't really done much as an actor. I saw on her IMDb that she wrote a book, but that wasn't on her Wikipedia page. But that book came out last year, apparently. I don't know. I didn't
Okay.
look into it. Um, Next is Cobb, who is the assistant.
Yeah.
Yes, played by Adam Chambers. He does not have a Wikipedia article,
Uh,
so yeah, he's pretty small. He did a bunch of minor TV roles without much that's interesting to me. He was though on Days of Our Life for 4 episodes in 2007,
oh,
so you have to remember him.
but who did he play?
I think it's the Porter.
Who the fuck is
He
that?
was only on 4 episodes, and it's Days of Our Lives.
It's probably just 1 week.
It's probably one scene and just 4 flashbacks.
Just shut up.
Um, and then lastly, I didn't put down the parents or anyone.
They
I
weren't noteworthy.
I just didn't care to look.
Well, what if they've done stuff?
I took a glance.
Okay.
I didn't care. I'm
Yeah.
like they barely have roles.
They kind of do though. They're in
I
it
had to
throughout the
stop
movie.
somewhere. You wanted to do the factos?
I maybe would have. Well,
Mira was played by Catherine McNamara. She is the star of the freeform show Shadowhunters.
okay.
She's also Sonya in the Maze Runner series.
Mm.
Specifically the not first movie, but the second two.
Mm-hmm.
Are the ones people care. Actually, I think people like the movies, just not the books, which is interesting. I don't remember. She's on season 7 and 8 of Arrow, which Arrow is a decently big show.
Mm-hmm.
She's currently the star of Walker Independence, the CW show.
Okay.
Yeah, and a couple other small TV roles.
Okay.
Yeah, and a couple fun facts about this.
Yeah.
This is the only Halloween DCOM to be a musical,
Yeah. That checks out.
which is interesting because there's a lot of Halloween DCOMs and a lot of musicals.
But this is the only Halloween musical.
Yeah.
So if it's Halloween and you're like, damn, I really want to watch a musical right now, Girl vs. Monsters, a movie for you.
Also, the woods that they were filming in,
Mm-hmm.
same woods as Twilight New Moon.
Shut up.
I'm not joking.
That's awesome. What?
Yeah, same set.
Same set Bella was abandoned in the woods
That's
for?
specifically what. Yeah.
Oh my god. How fun.
All right, and then we got the Disney Plus description.
Okay.
All Skylar wants to do is meet her crush at the year's most happening party. But now she's in the middle of monster madness. While trying to sneak out of the house, Skylar discovers her parents' monster hunting past and accidentally unleashes an unruly monster from her secret containment chamber. Now the monster is out for revenge, and she and her techno capable friends must recapture it and save her parents.
Are they techno capable?
I felt like that's the word that makes no sense in this. Techno capable is just like, yeah, they got some gear, but it's not them who got the gear.
No, it makes it
They were
sound like
given it.
it makes it sound like they're super tech savvy and they're going boop 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 and like inventing shit.
When they really don't know how to use the stuff, and that's reiterated multiple
It's
times.
like, here's a gun, kid. Go shoot some like ghosts with it, I guess. Okay. Cool.
Cool. All right, shall we do a DCOM deep dive into the
Yeah,
movie?
let's go.
All right. So the movie opens up on a spooky vibe, and like there's spooky music coming on. You're this graveyard there, and suddenly the screen flashes, "Girl!"
Girl!
And then slowly fades in versus monster.
Yeah, versus monster comes in at the same time. So girl versus monster.
So I feel like they should have said monster first.
They should have said girl versus monster. Like, come on.
That buzz. Yeah, it's a weird way to have like the opening sequence go.
And girl is pink.
Yes, because I mean, what color would girl be?
Pink.
Imagine what type of statement they'd make if they made girl blue.
Oh my god. No, 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 no.
Can't have that.
Can't have that.
Not in my DCOM. All
Not
right.
in my 2012 decom.
Yeah, this is 2012 DCOM. You got to remember this. Maybe in a 2024 DCOM,
Whoa.
they could have a girl written in blue text. All right. Then it just like immediately cuts to a party and they're singing. I think it's they're rehearsing for
Yeah, they're at the mansion,
yeah,
which I realized later.
which I don't think they're actually really technically supposed to be at the mansion
But I mean, I think they're doing like probably like a sound check.
because they mention later on like surprised that they got the mansion.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not allowed in it right now. Like, I
Okay.
think he was allowed to use the mansion for the party, and he's like, "Can we go in and like decorate and sound check?" And they're probably like, "Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, they later reveal on like they're gonna get to use his mansion for the party.
yeah."
But like at the point that it's happening, it's kind of weird. There's a banner. It says "Too Ghoul for School," and it's crooked.
Yeah,
Like one side is sagging and the other side is not sagging. So
it's crooked.
it's slanted. That's what crooked means.
Yeah,
Yes. So our star of the show, Skylar.
Skylar,
I'll go back and forth between saying Sky and Skylar, I'm
because
sure.
they call her Sky.
Yeah. She wants to pull it in the right direction such that it's gonna fix it. So rather than grab, the obvious ladder that's right
It's
behind her,
literally you can see the ladder
yeah.
in the frame.
She instead does a jump off of Ryan, the
Yeah,
Luke
she
Benward, the
says, "Give me
crush,
a boost."
jump off his leg, grabs the banner, fixes it, does a somersault, and lands.
Yeah, okay, the somersault is so extra. She like just could have landed on her feet, but she's like, no, 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 I gotta do a somersault too. Cause she's done gymnastics. They like mentioned she's like, oh, she has years of gymnastics experience.
Hmm.
So she can just be hoisted up. She honestly, what she could have even done is just kind of get boosted up and like stand on his shoulders a little bit.
Yeah,
Especially because Luke Benward's
he's
tall.
very tall.
Yeah. But no, she like gets just thrown up there like she weighs nothing, lands and does a somersault.
The friends are like, man, I can see why your parents are overprotective. You're kind of an idiot.
Yeah, that's how we learn her parents are overprotective.
Yep,
Exposition, exposition.
yep. And they're like, don't try that at home. Haha. Uh,
Haha.
and then Ryan goes, hey, Sky, before you leave, you want to sing?
And
And
she
we
goes, yeah.
Yeah, she just starts singing. She starts singing Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now. The DCOM song, not the song by the band Starship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How does that one go? The one in the decom?
The DCOM one. Um
It's not, I'm keep thinking of Fearless.
Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna
How
stop
does it
me
start?
now. You're the DCOM song girl.
Oh, just wanna scream out loud. Nothing's gonna stop me now.
Which song are you gonna be doing the kazoo on?
You had me at hello.
Okay, because that's coming up.
I know, I'm gonna do it next.
Okay, I just want to make sure you got your kazoo.
I do. It's right here.
You kazoo.
I have my kazoo.
All right. So yeah, everyone thinks she's cool, and the band is cool, but she's also not part of the band. The person
She's
that's
not.
part of the band is Mira, who is just stereotypical mean girl in a decom.
Yeah,
The bitch.
she's like, nah, I'm the lead singer.
Yeah.
You're lame. I don't know. That's Mira.
And she's like, let the professionals sing.
Yeah, as if she's a fucking professional. Like you're in a high school band.
Yeah.
You're no lemonade mouth.
And it's just incredibly clear that Brian has a crush on Sky. This is not a hide through
Oh
the
my gosh,
whole
they
movie.
are very clearly flirting with each
Yeah.
other. They're doing like the
Also,
yeah.
at this point, Sky thinks Ryan and Mira are still dating,
Yeah.
but it's like one scene later that they learn they're
But
not.
then what's her friend name? Stacy?
Sadie.
Sadie, my bad. Sadie is like, no, they broke up. Like it's common knowledge that they've already broken up.
Hmm.
And she's like, he clearly likes you. And Sky's like, there's no way he likes me.
Which is weird. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, they're so clearly flirting with each other.
Yeah. they're now walking home from this mansion spooky area through the graveyard. Would like to point out that Kelsey wanted me to note at the time that their outfits are awful.
God, it sucks. The bright colors and mixing of patterns. Like if you watch this movie, just look at their outfits and agree with me. They're awful. Also, the cemetery that they're walking through, which says like, "Oh, we're going through the cemetery." It's so spooky. There's like some jack o' lanterns, but like the goofy kind of blow up kind
Mhm.
in a cemetery, and that just feels a little
Tacky.
yeah, it feels a little tacky because this is like an actual cemetery where people are buried, and it's like let's put these spooky little jack o' lanterns here because it's Halloween. Like what?
Mhm. All right, so now basically Sadie and Sky are walking home, talking about how Ryan and Mira are just gonna have to get back together because they're in a band and like they're the whole will they won't they is just because they sing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Well, meanwhile, a gargoyle is just following them home.
Yeah, and the animation doesn't look very good, but it was 2012,
And it's
so
a DCOM. It's not a high budget film. It's fine.
eh,
I thought it was fine. Like it's clearly not real, but
yeah,
also
it's
it's
fine.
fine. Also, you don't need to scare kids too much.
Yeah, so it's like a little statue, but it's alive.
Yep. And Sky's like, why does if he liked me, why doesn't he just ask me out? And say he's like, you'd be scared of rejection. And this is where we get one of the big tropes of the movie. Skylar just doesn't know what fear is.
She really doesn't. It happens like at least 3 times where someone goes, "Oh, this is scary," or "You might get scared," and Skylar goes, "Why would that be scary?"
Yeah.
Like I don't get it.
And you just think this is a weird character quirk until it literally becomes plot relevant.
Yeah,
But yeah.
she's like, "I don't understand. I don't understand what fear is."
Um yeah. So the gargoyle tries to like strike at them,
Yeah,
but it is struck down,
it's like
and
shot out
they're
of the
like, "What
sky.
the hell just happened?" And Scott just goes, "It's probably just a cat," and they just walk away. And two masked figures we later learn are the parents.
Yes.
Um, like shock the gargoyle with some blue rays, and they basically Ghostbuster.
Pew pew.
They Ghostbuster it into a little like CD player.
Yeah, it's like a little Walkman.
It's all this like technology is just super steampunk, and
Yeah, and they say that
yeah,
later. Yeah.
and it's just like they put everything all together like
Why
that.
does it
It's
look
weird.
like that?
Oh, fashion.
The parents are like, we want it to look cool though.
Parents like steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the parents are like, man, this is no ordinary Halloween. They shouldn't be out so soon.
Yeah, and that's like kind of a theme for the next however like half hour or whatever, where they're like, there's so many more this Halloween. What's going on? And they never explain what's going on.
Just some bad vibes around this year, I guess.
Yeah, because then like the plot is moved forward by Skylar fucking up,
Yeah.
and not by like anything weird happening about this year specifically. So I don't know. I don't understand.
Mhm. All right. Now it's the next day, which I believe is Halloween, and this is where
It's the day of the
everything is
movie.
happening.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is this one day, except
Yeah.
for the epilogue. So just remember that we are now in a 24-hour like frame of reference, more like 18
We're
hours.
watching 24 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The show.
The show. Yeah.
Yeah. People do not talk about 24 anymore.
I
I
heard it was
never watched
good.
it.
I heard it was really
Yeah,
good. My
people
parents
people
liked it.
loved it at the
Yeah.
time. No, it was huge in its time, but like I feel like I never hear anyone talk about it anymore.
Well, I'm here to remind you, even though I never watched it.
Give us your review of 24 as someone who has never seen an episode.
It was so sick.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Name one character or actor.
Jack.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's Jack Bauer.
Shut up, is it?
I think so.
I was talking on my ass.
Let me.
Okay, yeah, quick detour to talk about 24 for no reason.
I just Kiefer Sutherland is the main actor, I believe. This is worth looking up.
It definitely is.
It is Kiefer Sutherland as the main actor. I knew
Okay,
that.
what's his name?
Jack Bauer.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I totally made that up. I just said Jack to say a name. I'm awesome. Obviously, I've seen the show.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we're back at Sky's home.
Yeah,
Back to the DCOM.
it's morning.
Yes, it's morning, and Sky tries to leave without eating breakfast, but Mom's like, "Nope, you've got to have your garlic toast with a full garlic on it."
Oh my god. It is full, like, chunky cloves of garlic on a piece of toast. It looks disgusting. Can you imagine eating just a chunk of garlic?
The mom is very superstitious about garlic. No one else is.
Yeah, it's like a running gag throughout the whole movie. It's
Yeah.
like, garlic will keep away the monsters. And the dad's like, that's not true.
Um.
It's supposed to be funnier than it actually is.
Yep. And Sky just does not eat it. She just throws it away.
Yeah.
So I don't think we see anyone eat garlic.
I would just like dump the garlic off and then eat the toast because then it probably still tastes enough like garlic toast. You know, once we were out of garlic bread at my house, and my mom's like, all right, here, we're going to do what I did as a kid, just butter some toast and put some garlic powder on it, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, garlic
How
toast.
was it?
It's fine. It wasn't as good as like, cheesy garlic bread,
Mhm.
but it worked.
All right. So this is where the dad and mom reveal they're going to a mold convention on Halloween because their real jobs are mold scientists.
I thought this was a cover.
Oh, I think we are supposed to think it's the cover, except for the fact that later is revealed it's not, and it's not really a gag. They actually are mold scientists.
Yeah.
The convention is a cover.
Yeah, the
That's
convention's
fair.
a cover, but they actually are scientists that work with mold,
Yep.
and they like get mold out of people's houses, which why do you have to be a scientist to do that? I don't think you do. They just, I guess, also study mold.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. They like mold. Mold's cool enough, I guess.
It's disgusting, but okay.
Yeah. So, Sky tries to be like, hey, can I go to Ryan's party tonight? And the mom's like, no,
No.
no, there's too much bad energy. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
And this happens in so many Halloween
Yeah,
movies.
what is this, Halloween Town? What the heck?
And it's just like, wow, no one actually thinks Halloween is scary. At least I don't think
It's
so.
always the parent who like knows monsters are real. It's like, no, you can't go out on Halloween. And the kid's like, it's just kids dressing up and getting candy. I don't understand, which is like
True.
realistic. Yeah. But they're like, no, 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 because I know the truth. Monsters are real.
Yeah. This is where Sky storms the lab downstairs. Their basement is just a lab, so they probably work from home.
Yeah, they're
But
remote workers.
also, I don't know what percent of the lab is monster hunting and what percent of the lab is
Mold.
mold.
No idea.
No clue.
It's just like a very stereotypical lab.
Yep. This is where Dad's complaining, and also Cobb's there. He's the assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "Can you please let me go to the party?" And the dad says yes until he gets told it's today, and
Yeah,
he
that was
says
actually
no.
that was funny. Like, Dad, can I go to the party? Yeah, of course you can go to the party. Honey, the party is today. Oh, nope, you can't.
And she's like, you can go when you're 16.
She says I'm almost 16, so she's like 15.
Yeah, and that's not enough. She gets called both precious and darling and makes the bold claim that the word precious is worse than darling.
Yeah, because he's like, darling. She's like, don't call me
I think
darling.
darling's worse than precious, but that's my opinion.
Well, then he goes, precious. That's what. No, I'd rather be called darling than precious. My precious.
And yeah, she lets out a "you are ruining my life," so big
Nice.
drama right away.
Nice.
Yeah. And Cobb, the assistant, is just kind of a weird vibe.
He's weird. He's a weird dude.
He's like, I had a cat, or I have a cat. It's in its teenage years, so I know the struggle of the teenager.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
weird and quirky.
What's Cobb's age?
At least 30.
Not much more than that.
Nah, probably like early 30s. He's just a weird dude.
Yeah. It's a weird vibe that they went for. I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly on the
It's like
decision making there.
I compared it to Scriff from Upside Down Magic, which we have not talked about Upside Down Magic yet. But it's like they're trying to do with Cobb what they did with Scriff, which is kind of like a kind of quirky adult figure that's like watching over the kids, except Scriff is actually funny and cool in like the nerdy, quirky kind of way. And Cobb is just weird.
Cobb's probably the worst part of the movie.
They didn't perfect the like weird adult hanging out with the kids trope yet.
I don't think there's any moment where Cobb's character comes through and I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, he is not. He's one of the worst parts in the movie, I think.
All right. So the parents are now leaving and they're like, man, I feel so guilty for lying to my kid. They don't know we're monster hunters or something like that. And they argue
Yeah.
over garlic because that's all they ever do.
Yep.
Um, and they're just like, okay, we got some stuff last night. Let's go catch the monsters.
Yep. Because that's what we do. We're monster hunters.
Yep. And they're like, why was it so strong yesterday?
Why is it so weird this
And then it's
year?
like, I don't know. And it's like,
We're
I asked a rhetorical question. And they're like, I gave a rhetorical answer.
like,
Yeah.
we're never gonna explain why there's more monsters this year. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was just an unusually high monster energy.
All right.
All right. Now we get back to school. And just Henry gives Sky a jump scare and she doesn't react at all.
Yeah, because she
Because,
doesn't know what fear is.
yeah, she's like, I'm not in the mood. I can't go party. My parents are terrible.
Yeah.
And then another guy jump scares the two of them and Henry jumps. He's a
Yeah.
little scaredy cat.
Yeah.
And then they go into school. This is the only time we really see school work through the whole movie. It's not a movie about school, that's fine.
No, it's a movie about
Yeah.
Halloween. It's probably like Friday, right?
Sadie's like talking about the amygdala, which is the brain part that does fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for a
And
project.
yeah, she's scared about giving the presentation on it, even though she's pretty well prepared. And Ryan comes over to the three of them and is like, hey, you guys coming to my party? It's at the Halloween mansion. We just got it.
We literally were at it last night, but you guys coming to my party?
And also, Sky, you want to come to the rehearsal?
And Sky's like, yeah, heck
Yeah.
yeah.
And basically, Mira comes over and is like, are you trying to challenge me? And she
Bitch.
says, and Sky's like, I don't care.
Yeah, Sky's
That's
like,
basically their whole reaction. I don't
I
know.
literally don't care about you, Mira.
Hmm. So now Mira's just kind of angry because Sky exists
Yep.
and isn't scared, intimidated
Right.
because she literally can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she notices another banner's off center. This one advertising their band.
Oh, this is when she's walking with Ryan
Yes.
and another band member.
Yeah. And Mira's like, oh, I can go fix that. This is on top of a stairway.
Yeah, it's literally right above the top of the stairs. And she says, I want to do what Sky did and get boosted up and fix it.
Tries to do the same stunt over again. And meanwhile, she's like stretching out her back, and it's like literally sounds like she's breaking her back.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yep. And she gets ready to go do the jump for the banner. And she jumps on Benward Ryan's leg, his arms, gets lifted up, and absolutely plummets down the stairs.
Yeah, which even if this was Sky doing it, you know, the girl who's done it before, where are you supposed to land?
Yeah, no,
There's a staircase.
there is no good thought to this. She just jumped down a stairwell because she felt intimidated by another girl.
Yeah, feminism.
Woo!
Girl versus monster.
Girl versus girl.
Oh shit, the monster was the girl all along.
There are three types of stories. There are girl versus self, girl versus girl, girl versus monster. So yeah, she fell down the stairs.
Yeah, and so she gets to the like bottom of the stairs, and then she just goes, "Ow!"
Yeah, all the guys walking, the band members are just like waiting to help her until she reacts.
Yeah, ow! Like no, she like broke her like neck.
Yeah, we'll see. We can do that later. Basically, we don't get any resolve on it now. We just know that, oh wow, she fell down the stairs. That probably is terrible. Good thing that won't happen to her again in this movie.
Yeah, no, that would never happen.
It happens again in this movie. Um, so now we see that just like it cuts outside, there are families walking around, and costume and like a spirit in the sky turns into a little puppy dog. And then there's a bad CGI effect. It's like people are watching the dog and it turns into a scary face.
Yeah, okay. The woman drove me nuts. Because she's like walking with a group of kids and she goes up to the dog and she goes, "Are you lost? Are you lost? Are you lost? Are you lost?" Like she says it a million times and that's all she can say to this dog. Like, woman,
She's waiting for a cue.
the dog is not going to
The
respond.
script was not long enough.
She's like, all I know to say is like, "Oh,
I
you're
was paid
cute.
for one line.
Are you lost? You are a cute dog. Are you lost? I need to know." And then he goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Scary monster face, and she runs away.
Yeah. And then that dog's captured by the parents and they like argue again. That's kind of just all they do.
It's really arguing. They just like
They
have this little
they
banter about garlic.
they ba- well, it's not all about garlic. This one's not about garlic. It's about
Oh,
closing the car door.
oh my gosh, yeah. Because she's like, "Close the door," and he's like, "I'm driving," and she's like, "You're the man. Close the door."
It's to me, it's not that entertaining or
No,
anything. They're just like
they're
we need these
no,
two to have some chemistry, and the chemistry is bad.
they're no Twitches couple who like
Who
bicker.
themselves could be better. Oh, then we move into the next scene, which is a fade into the party. And by the party, I mean rehearsal. And we have Ryan,
Not the party at all.
not the party. It's the party rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the party hasn't started yet.
It's like the band rehearsal in like a
Yep.
garage or
And we
something.
fade into Ryan singing what several YouTube publications, which are just random YouTube videos, have said is the best DCOM song ever, or
Yeah.
at least top five, which is a wild take.
It was insane because we would be like watching these ranking videos of like Disney Channel songs, and it was before we had seen Girl vs. Monster, and multiple of them say this song is the number one DCOM song, and
And
we're
it
like,
is a very average song. It's bad.
it's a very average pop song,
It is
but it's
called
Luke Bedward.
You Had Me at Hello, written out You Had Me at sign hello.
Yeah, like you're texting or
You think
something.
that's a real email? You had me at hello.
At hello.
That it is.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And now, Kelsey on kazoo.
And it basically repeats like that forever.
Let's take this as a good moment to talk about the music
Sure.
of this movie. It is extremely bland, which is honestly different than the movie. But I'll say this, where I feel like a bland movie, usually it's a bad movie. Bland pop songs are fine. They're gonna not be that long. They're gonna be maybe have a hook that will make you remember something of it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And that's fine. This is a movie. They do reprise like every song in here, which is a little annoying, but
Not the Fearless song. That's the only one that they just do once, but it's like the big number.
yeah,
But they do You Had Me at Hello again, and they do the one that you sang earlier again.
nothing's gonna stop me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all that to say, the music here is kind of bland throughout the whole movie, but it's fine enough. It's better than, say, Stuck in the Suburb, where I think it's just like mediocre. The bad songs,
Yeah, it's better
while
than
not
Stuck in the
offensive,
Yeah, it's better than Stuck
like
in the
this
Suburbs.
is the most milk toast songs. They're
You
average.
had
They're
me at
fine.
hello. Oh, it is very much a 2012 pop song. So,
Yeah, that was what they were trying to make. It does feel a little musically dated, not enough to be like insane. It's fine. It
yeah,
is very much just fine.
it's fine.
Also, the band that Ryan's in,
Backbeat.
it's called the Backbeats. And they never say that out loud, I don't think.
No, it's just on the
Yep.
drums.
And the band has a logo and it's in the Godfather font, which I found interesting.
Yeah, that was an odd choice.
I don't know. I wonder if they just found like a drum set that already had that on it and were like, use this.
The backbeat, sure.
Yeah. Um, Ryan stops while singing. He's like, "Oh, I hate my voice.
I
I have a
hate it.
terrible voice."
And Sky's like, you sounded so good. He's like, no, I hate my voice.
Yeah, Mira is in a neck brace watching this, and it's like he's like, "I guess I have to sing though, because she broke her neck. She can't
Yeah,
sing."
and her jaw is wired shut, so
Yeah,
she can't even
she's
talk.
trying to say stuff to
Yeah.
Sky and to Ryan, and it just comes out.
And she's like just overacting it and big gestures with the
So in one of those things, Ryan acts like, and I think this is him acting. I think he made this up.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. And he says like, "Oh, Mira just said that Sky should sing. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Sky, are you willing to sing?" And Sky's like, "I can't. I have to stay home." And Ryan's like, "I need you."
Yeah, he like
He guilt trips.
she's literally saying no because her parents won't let her, and he's like, Sky, like look into my eyes.
Yep.
I need you to do
So
this.
after getting guilt tripped, she says, "Yeah, I'll sing."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, but if you get stage fright, just look at me and we'll be fine." She's like, "Why would I get stage fright?
Yeah, what
That doesn't make sense."
why would I ever be scared to sing on stage? And he's also saying like get lost in the music and that's what helps me.
Yeah, Ryan's like, I'm always terrified every time I sing. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
apparently he hates his voice too, even though it was very much like a studio edited voice.
Yeah.
He's like, I hate the way I sound. Like what?
Um then Sky leaves and Ryan's like, "Thanks, Mira, for the great idea that I totally didn't just come up with." He doesn't
Yeah.
say that part, but it's true.
It's because he likes Sky and he wants her to sing in his band. And
Yep.
he hates Mira.
But does he?
They dated, I guess. But
Multiple
Sadie
times.
said like, oh, it's just because Mira like forces him to date her
Well,
because
that's
they're in
just
the same
Sadie
band.
adding tea to the
She
discussion.
does that too, yeah.
Yeah. So now the parents are gonna go leave for their mold convention. The dad comes home to the basement and is like, "Man, there's some stuff going all around town. There's so many monsters. Oh my.
There's so many monsters that we're never gonna explain.
Hey, can you make sure, cop, can you make sure that Sky doesn't leave the house?" Yeah. He's like, "Okay, yeah, you want me to babysit? I do $15 an hour." And the dad goes 0. And he takes the deal.
Yeah, he's
Like an idiot.
like as if the dad has so much power over him and he can just force him to like babysit his daughter. Which we learned that like Cobb is like training under them basically. And the parents don't get paid to do this. So I'm assuming Cobb doesn't get paid either. And the dad's just like, also, you have to make sure my daughter doesn't go anywhere. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. That's it.
That's it. Do you want to keep training to be a monster hunter? How did they hire Cobb?
He
Where did
probably
he
found
come
them
from?
on an online forum.
They're just like, fuck, we really need an assistant.
Yep.
Let's just like post on Craigslist.
See if there's anyone with like looking for college credit at monster hunting school.
We can't give you any college credit because what
As someone who has
qualifications do we
not
have?
played a game in the series, this is what I assume Monster Hunter is like.
It's gotta be,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just got to be 1-on-1.
And then you have to protect your daughter,
Yep,
keep her at home.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, a bunch of monsters are showing up on the radar, and it's like, whoa, man, it's gonna be a spooky night. Whoa.
Oh.
And the mom's like, "Hey, Sky, you still can't go. You can't leave. Sneaking out of the house would be as childish as it can be." And she's like, "Sneaking out would be as childish as you making me stay in on Halloween."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the parents let it spill, but it's not caught that they are gonna go out to catch monsters.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's
it's
like,
not
we have
caught.
to go get monster of a task before the seminar or something like that.
Yeah, we gotta go do mold.
Mold.
Yeah.
'Cause we love
And
mold.
Cobb comes up and is like, "Hey, let's play Jenga or go fish or something."
Yeah.
And Sky is reasonably like, "Why did you give me a babysitter? This sucks."
15.
Yeah.
Which
And
yeah, you don't need a babysitter at
the
15.
parents set an alarm so they will know if she escaped, like
Yeah, like a
shows that.
house alarm so that you can't open any doors or
Mhm.
windows. Yeah.
Pretty rude.
How rude.
Um, yeah. And then the parents are like, "Man, we should have started training her to be a monster hunter earlier. I feel bad lying to her." Yada yada yada. Garlic. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, just parents being
And Cobb is just like, "Man, I don't even know the answer to the alarm, so no one's gonna come in on it. It's just
Yeah,
us.
literally, it's just us for the rest of the night.
And now we're gonna take a brief interlude from the plot to talk about a 3-second scene.
Oh my god.
This
Yes.
is this is a moment that we replayed like 5 times
We
when
had
watching
to
this
like dissect it.
because I don't think we realized the first time we watched. Maybe we did, but we didn't like stop and really go analyze it. They do one of the worst on-screen phones you will ever see.
It is the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right. So she's holding an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this is iOS 6. It's before the iOS 7 UI
Yeah, so
update.
like the stereotypical I have a video on my phone. Imagine how that looks with like the play button and slash like rewind, you
Mhm.
know. It's kind of like a blue bar
Yeah.
on the side where there's the play
Basically,
button
if you remember having an iPhone or an iTouch or an iPad, anything in that
in like
era, in
2012.
the old iPhone visual
Yeah.
guide, that's what it looks like on her screen. It looks like she's going to play a video
Yeah, so she's holding her phone
vertically.
vertically as you would for a phone call. But then the video, she like taps her phone in the little bar that makes it very obvious it's a video, is horizontal. So it's like she's holding her phone in the wrong orientation and she fucking hits play on a video.
Yep. So now it's a video playing. The video comes away, and we see that it says Ryan and it has like a button to call. Again, she just played a video. So
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense. There's no
she
annotations you
hits
can click on
play
or anything.
she hits play on like just a picture of Ryan that says with a big button that says call, but this button is fake because it's a video that's playing.
And then she looks at her phone like, should I call Ryan? Decides against it, taps the phone again, shows that it's a video still. Then it like automatically slides to Sadie. She doesn't really swipe her
No,
finger.
it's nothing that she did that makes it swipe. It's because it's a video
Yep.
that's playing and it swipes definitely like the wrong way anyway that it would have.
Yep.
And then it's just Sadie's picture with a
Call
call.
button, and then she doesn't touch the call button. It just starts automatically calling Sadie. Two more things before we move on.
Yeah.
Number one, on the phone, it says that it's 12:44 p.m.
What the heck?
That makes no sense.
It's
They have
absolutely
gone
not.
to school today
Yeah.
and come home and even had an event between them.
Yeah, it is evening right now.
It is evening. It is like
It's probably like
6,
5 or 6. Yeah.
yeah, sometime like that.
It is not
No
noon.
chance in hell it's 12:44.
No.
Second of all, the phone literally says no SIM, meaning it has no SIM card, meaning it can't do phone functions.
It's it's just atrocious.
It is, again, on screen for like 2 seconds, and so every possible way you could fail is wrong.
Just the fact that they made it a video for her supposed to be calling someone and it's so obvious that it's a video.
It's so
And
funny.
they fucking filmed it. They did a zoom in on her holding the
And she,
phone.
you know what's even funnier to me about this? They probably digitally edited that in. That's probably not what was actually on her phone at
I
that time.
thought that was on her phone, but I don't know, maybe not.
Because I don't know what they did. They messed everything up,
It
and it's
looks so
hilarious.
bad. They did not even need to show the phone at all. Why did
No,
they need to show her contemplating calling Ryan and then calling Sadie?
or
She
you
could
can
have
know,
just called Sadie.
show the actual UI of an iPhone. I
Yeah,
don't think that's copyrighted.
just show like a contact picture without visibly showing that it's a video. Why is it a video? Just so we can scroll to Sadie's picture? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's so dumb.
It feels like multiple errors were made to leave that in. Nothing makes
How did
sense.
they approve this?
They definitely just gave her a phone that's had no SIM card in it because it's not an actual phone; it's a stunt phone,
And made a
and they
fucking
recorded it
video.
at 12:44 p.m.
So dumb.
Yeah. So
I love this movie.
Kelsey, multiple times through watching this, just like this movie's so dumb. I love it.
I love it. It's so stupid. It's so great.
All right, so say she calls Sadie and
Yeah.
is like, "Come to my house in 10 minutes. I'm gonna go cut the power in my house."
Yeah, I'm gonna break out. I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut the power. Which honestly not a bad plan.
Cobb is over playing Jenga by himself.
Yep.
And this guy sneaks downstairs and goes like, "Oh, I'm just doing laundry," in a full like masked
Yeah,
costume.
she literally has like one of those like masquerade masks on that you could wear to a costume party.
Hmm.
Why did she have this on?
No idea.
Is that the theme of the party? Literally nobody wears this mask.
It was just her costume, and then she couldn't have a costume anymore because it
Okay.
got blown up.
Sure.
Yeah. And Cobb is just like, "Oh, she's just doing laundry." Wait, we don't have laundry down there, and rushes down and catches her cutting the power. And Cobb is like, "Oh no, this is terrible," and like alarms start going off and
Yeah.
everything.
Pew,
Maybe you
pew.
should have more than one safeguard for the power going out.
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't just be out in the
Maybe
open.
it shouldn't just be a giant handle to pull down.
Yeah, it's a very stereotypical switch.
Yeah,
And then the like machine that holds the monster lady
yeah.
starts just rolling out.
Sky starts screaming, and I think this is the first moment she has ever felt fear in
Yeah.
her life.
Yeah, so like the machine's coming out and Cobb is just trying to like waft it away with his hand. Like he is not doing anything helpful at all. And then like 15 seconds later goes, "Turn the power back on." Why didn't you say that to begin with? Instead they just stand there screaming and he's wafting with his hand.
He's not good in a panic
He's
situation.
not. All of his training apparently is useless.
Yeah. Um. So they get exploded outside of the house, and all of the big bad monsters that they've caught escape. So not only is it an abnormally high Halloween, all of their previous work is dead.
Yeah.
Yep. Including the big bad of the movie, which is Diamata.
Yep. Diamata.
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, that's not mold."
Yeah. And he's like, "No, it's not."
Yep. Sadie and Henry show up because they got called over.
Yep.
Yeah, Henry was with Sadie. They're always together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're friends.
Yep. Um,
They were going to the party, I think. So
and Diamata's like, "Where are the hunters? I gotta go capture the hunters." And Cobb's like, "I don't know. I just work here. They do their own stuff."
let's work here.
Yeah.
That
And
was the one funny thing he said.
we get introduced to the three evil people of the movie.
Yeah,
There's a lot of evils, but these are the three that have any characterization.
they're like the immortals or whatever. They're
Well,
like
the
ancient.
only one of them's immortal.
Oh, only
Diamata.
Tiamata's immortal.
Yes.
The others can die, I
Yes.
guess. They're like, but like ancient, like big bad ones instead of just like the little baby monsters that they catch on the rig.
Well, I'm not fully sure about that
I'm pretty sure about that.
because I'm not sure these guys were necessarily separated to begin with. I might be wrong about that, but these are the specific demons for Sadie and Henry.
Which I
They
just
were
thought,
afraid their whole life.
I thought that, well, yeah, but I think it's like those are the kinds of like monster, kind of ancient monsters that specifically latch onto one person. And all the other monsters that they've caught so far are just like general monsters that kind of hop around and scare people on the street. These are like specific monsters that are attached to these kids, which, what a fucking coincidence that it's Sky's two best
Mhm.
friends. Their monsters are like buddies with Diamata, who is Skylar's monster.
Yep.
What? How, how'd
You're
that work out?
the friends of your enemy are your friend. Wait.
So, try again.
Your enemy's enemy is your friend.
But they were just
So
already
so
friends.
your enemy wait. Your enemy's friend's enemy should be your friend. There we go. That makes a cycle.
But they were just already friends.
Yeah. Don't think about it too much. I don't even think I've said their names yet. Sadie's witch, and she gets called a witch, is Theodosia.
Yeah. Dear Theodosia.
And Henry's is a scarecrow
Yeah.
named Bob.
Bob. Yeah. Very spooky name.
Diamata, Theodosia, and Bob.
Yup.
Yep. And they're like, "We're feeding off of your fear." Ha 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 ha.
That's how we've been living because they live on fear.
And then they run away for whatever
They
reason.
like fly away in
Yep.
their little
They
spooky
go
clouds.
gather up their power.
Yeah,
And
to go get the monster hunters.
Sky's like, wait, what just happened? And I mean, they're all are like that. And Cobb's like, well, it's a long story, but basically, Bad Lady is immortal and she wants to destroy your parents and possess your soul for all eternity. That's a direct quote, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plot of the movie.
Sums it up.
Yep. Good to have the exposition done like that. Moving on.
Yeah.
Um, the three evils that we follow around are like, wow, we're so happy to be out again. Let's check how Fear is doing right now. This is why I think actually the other two have been out. I don't think
We have been out the whole time, but Diamata has been trapped for 15
yes,
years.
yes.
But they're
So
still like ancient monsters. They just like captured Diamata because she specifically was going after Skylar.
yeah, we'll explain that lore later.
Yeah.
um, Diamata's like, hey, how is horror going? Is Stephen King still writing? And Vito's like, yeah, but his last novel is historical fiction and it's not particularly scary, so takes you win
Yeah.
some, you lose some. Bob's like, kids prefer gross out comedy movies to horror films now, but they do like vampires, like
Mhm.
the ones that fall in love.
Yeah, but they fall in love. They're like romance vampires now.
Which I find funny because they filmed on the same location.
Yeah, the whole conversation was pretty funny.
Yep.
I like this part.
They're like, all right, we gotta go. We have work to do. Let's go start scaring the whole town. And then the parents are doing some more ghost busting. That's just, again, a presence in this whole part of the movie.
Is this the one where the lady's running away?
From the flying pumpkin, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, "Don't worry, it's just a costume." And she goes, "It's a pretty realistic costume. Like it's pretty good." I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we just move into Sky starting to freak out because everything that's going on.
Yeah, all of
And
the fear that she should have felt for 15 years is now just all
she's
upon
like,
her.
wow, my mom's a fourth generation monster hunter.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild.
yeah,
And it gets explained that the mold stuff isn't a fake job because you don't make money as a monster hunter.
yeah. That's just how they make money is they do the mold stuff, so it's real.
Yeah, just monster hunting's their night job. They're just volunteering.
Yeah,
Cobb gets a call and they ask, hey, what's going on? And notably, Cobb doesn't blame Sky for turning off the power, even though he probably should.
he should. He just says like, "Oh, we lost power."
Yep.
He could have said, "Oh, Skylar literally deliberately turned off the power." Nope, he's like
And
being
he
chill, I guess.
explains the whole situation. He's like, Sky's fine, except for the fact that she's experiencing fear for the first time in 15 years,
Yeah.
which that's probably not good. And Diamata flies through the parents' van, cutting their cell service. So that's the last they hear
Yeah.
from each other until the end of the movie.
Yup.
Yep. And then we just get more exposition lore dump, basically, for a while. Sky is just like, I'm gonna just try and run away because I'm scared.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go to Ryan's party because I want to go to the party. She still wants to go to the party.
Well, she promised Ryan that she would.
Yep. And she is feeling fear for the first time because Diamata's loose. Basically, when Diamata is captured, Diamata specifically Sky's demon
Yeah.
monster.
And that's
Other
how you
than,
feel fear is with like your demon, I guess.
yep. Um, monsters are astral projections of fear, and you can only see them at night. But on Halloween, they can materialize because of how much fear is around. I don't believe it, but whatever.
Sure.
That's
I
what's
mean,
explained.
it's an explanation.
Yep. Most monsters only follow one person's fear. They can take over the person if the fear is big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diamata is the Sky's monster and one of the ancient ones. Previously was latched on to her grandpa,
Yep.
who died a day before Sky was born and imprinted on Sky as a baby.
Yeah. Is this when they show her over the crib?
Yes.
And she's just kind of like, rah, little baby, I'm gonna scare you.
Yep, and the mom's like, oh. And you mentioned multiple times how terrible the mom's wig is.
Oh, it looks so bad. It's just very clearly a wig, and it's not a good wig.
Mm-hmm. So the mom and dad converted into monster help hunters. The mom already was, like,
Kind of, yeah.
historically.
Because her dad
The
was
dad just converted.
the visual though of like Diamata just standing over the crib, just kind of looking at the baby, and the mom's like, leave her alone. And she's like, no, I won't
And
leave her
that's where they
alone.
capture her as well. It's
Yeah.
really easy.
Diamata's just like looking at the baby and they just kind of walk into the room and go boop, boop, boop on their little gadgets. And then Diamata's captured and they're like, phew, we did
That
it.
was easy.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's like the worst exposition. There's no big battle. They just kind of went boop, boop, boop. Now you're captured. Haha. Because we're scientists and we figured out how to capture monsters, which I guess wasn't a technology before.
And Sky's like, you know what? All this lore that you just dropped, it took a big part of time, so it's clearly true. I don't believe it.
Believe it. I'm gonna
Yep.
go to the party.
Go to the
Bye.
party. And Cobb's actually like, no, yeah, go to the party. They're gonna expect you to be at your house. So go somewhere else.
Not
But
knowing that it's actually a bad place to go.
yeah, but you should go get a gun first.
Yeah, here's a gun.
By a gun, we mean like science fiction laser,
Yeah, ghost
Ghostbuster
guns.
vacuum gun type stuff.
Yeah, little light
You
blasters.
go to the lab and like flip up a switch and they show all the guns and there's a lot of them. And Henry's like, wow, this is like all the video games I play because I'm a nerd. And Cobb's like, I have to stay and fix the tank. You three are going to go to the party. Friends, make sure Sky is safe. This is their first time feeling fear.
Yeah.
Here, Henry, you get the helmet cam. It's a camera with a helmet on so I can always see what's happening.
It's a camera with a helmet on?
I mean, that works. It was, I said it the wrong way, but camera with a helmet on works.
I guess. It's a helmet with a camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make fun of you when you read the notes. And they're like, wow, you can just say this is a steampunk costume because it's Halloween.
Yeah, and they're like, what steampunk?
Which, yeah, I don't know. Steampunk's not that obscure, is it?
Apparently it was for children of 2012. 13 in 2012. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I knew what steampunk was actually. So never mind.
Maybe it is accurate. So then Sky reluctantly starts to grab stuff, and Cobb just starts handing her everything in the closet, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a gun, and here's a gun, and here's a wrist gun.
Yeah. And now the four, Cobb and the three kids, are going into the party. Meanwhile, the parents are like posed like it's a Western. They're just like, this is a trap, but we should go in anyways. And they're gonna go try and fight Diamata. And they go and argue more about garlic because again, that's
what they do.
50% of their lines.
Garlic.
Yep. And I'm didn't write most of it down. And I think this is one where they're like did funding of college experiments to see if garlic actually hurts monsters. It's dumb. I don't really care about it. And the parents hear Skylar yelping out in fear.
Yeah, help, help.
Yep. And they run after her and try and get her, like figure out where she is. And what? It was a trap.
It was Diamata.
Yep. And Bob and Theodosia are there as well, and they have a fight.
They go pew pew pew.
Yep.
But they fail.
Yep. Diamata wins. Parents lose. Diamata laughs a lot.
Yep.
That's it.
She's evil.
Yes, she is the evil. There's not a question of morality in this movie.
Should we be killing the evil demon lady? Maybe not. Oh yeah, we definitely should.
Meanwhile, the kids are like, all right, let's walk to the mansion. And I think they're going through the spooky woods / turns into a cemetery.
The Twilight Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently it's the woods and then a cemetery and then the mansion. And this is like a shortcut to her house.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that at one point Sky says, oh, the party's just down the block.
Yeah. And then nope, it's through the woods, through the cemetery.
Grandma's
down the
house
block.
we go.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
They just wanted some spooky scenes in the woods.
And now they start talking about their own demons, and Sadie's like, man, I've seen my witch before. She would make me so scared. I forgot how to spell the word go.
Yeah, the spelling bee.
Yeah. We'll get into this later.
We have
go. Some moments to talk about spelling go.
But and what's Henry like? That's pretty
That's a
easy.
hard word to misspell.
Yeah, it's a hard word to misspell.
Yeah, she shows up for him whenever something's important at school. And the scarecrow is for Henry, and he's like, I always try to run for him, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. So for Sadie, that's her name.
Yep.
Keep forgetting. So for Sadie, it's like, oh, I'm just always scared about school and also like talking to literally anybody. I'm just constantly scared.
Mhm.
Um, so it's like a very specific fear, right? And for Henry, it's like that's a fucking scary scarecrow. Like
That is what it is.
I just run away from that guy. He's terrifying, and that's it.
Yep. And they're walking through the spooky woods, and suddenly a tree trunk animates and like goes.
Rawr, I'm a tree.
Yep. And the tree trunk starts chasing after them, and everyone's running away. And Cobb looks in through his helmet cam, where the camera's on the helmet.
Yeah.
Wait, I said that the right way. I was going to say it the wrong way.
You actually said it right. The camera's on the helmet. Get it?
And he's like, "Uh-oh, just don't be scared. As long as you're not scared, they can't do anything."
Yeah, just stop being scared. Jeez, it's not hard.
And Scarecrow Bob shows up for Henry and is like, "Boo."
Whoa, I'm an evil scarecrow.
And that petrifies Henry.
Yeah, like literally.
Literally petrifies to the point where he becomes immobilized in fear. He is basically a mannequin.
Yeah.
Except less movable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Henry is petrified. Sadie and Sky run into each other, and they're like, they start screaming, and then they cover each other's mouths.
Yeah, they put each other's hands over each other's mouths.
To like to stop from screaming.
I guess. And then they go, oh, it's just you, and they hug. It's weird. It's weird choreography. I don't agree with that reaction.
Yeah. Henry is. Did they ever kill the tree trunk?
No, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Or did they blast it? They definitely didn't use the little Walkman CD player.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it just went away.
Oh, it does say Sky eventually shoots it to death.
Oh, okay. She shot it to death.
She shot it to death.
Cool. Sick.
Yeah.
I trust your notes.
I trust my notes too. And Henry's just kind of like leaning on a tree because he is a mannequin.
He's like frozen.
Yep.
Yeah. He's
and
petrified.
Cobb comes in with a wheelbarrow.
Yep, he like I guess saw that Henry got petrified and is like, well, guess I'll grab my wheelbarrow to haul him away.
And Sadie and Sky are like, wait, can you fix him or is this forever? And Cobb's like, I can probably fix him.
Probably do it.
Yeah, but only at home. So I'm gonna go home. You guys go back. You guys keep going to the mansion. All right?
Yeah, I'll go fix Henry.
And Cobb just like knocks, like you would knock on a tree trunk on Henry, and it goes donk donk.
Oh dang!
It's like, yep, he's rock solid.
And then is it the scene where he like fully drops him?
Well, that's later. Okay. But you can talk about it now.
It's so fucking funny because it cuts like to kind of a wide shot. And it's very obvious that Henry is just actually a mannequin right now. Like they got a mannequin and put a wig on it and his clothes.
Well, they don't want to drop him from like 3 feet up.
It's so funny that it's like actually just a stiff mannequin and Cobb just goes to like put him in the wheelbarrow or he like tilts it over and he falls out. And so he just grabs the mannequin and puts him in the wheelbarrow like head fucking first. And it's so funny. I was laughing very hard at it because the visual of it is just stupid. And the fact that they were using it as an actual mannequin was really funny.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Diamata traps the parents and we get to finally see them be trapped.
Yep. So they're like tied up to the chairs, right?
Yep, they're back to back.
Tell me why the mom fully has rope all around her body, like tied to the chair, and the dad just has rope around his wrists.
That ran out of rope.
So fuck, we used all the rope on the mom. I'll just tie his wrists up. He's too dumb to get out of the chair anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't fully make sense. And I was like, man, I should have eaten garlic.
Garlic, that's our running gag.
And they reveal they're trapped in the grandpa's old lab.
Yeah, her father.
Yep. So that's there, and Dimata's like, I'm gonna destroy you in an evil manner. And she's like, let me try and play charades with you to let you know how I'm gonna kill you. And the parents are just not having it. They're like, I don't care about your evil monologue.
Yeah.
No.
Because they're not afraid, because she feeds on fear. So
Yep.
like if we're just not afraid, we're Gucci.
And she goes like, okay, well, I'm gonna scare you to death. And they're like, well, after 15 years of plotting, that's the best plan you could come
Yeah,
up
because
with.
she just kind of goes, "What?" Like, what do you do? And her head gets big or something, or little tentacles come out. And they're like, that's not very scary. Like, you think with all this time to plan, you'd have something scarier.
And Diamant's like, well, I got one idea. It's gonna be making your daughter in danger.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go, like, kill your daughter. That'll make you
And
scared.
that does get them a little tense.
Yeah.
Yep. And then finally we get to see Bob and Henry leave. The whole wheelbarrow stuff happens. And Sky's like, man, my parents are gonna be fine, right? Yeah, probably. Cobb's
Probably.
like, probably. They're professional.
Yeah.
Cobb is very much just like, yeah, you're gonna be fine.
It's gonna work out. It
Everything's for the
does,
best.
so.
Yep. And yep. Then they leave. They split up, and they're gonna head to the party, and the other two are gonna head to the lab.
Yep.
Yep. Now it is time for the monsters. They're like, man, we're gonna get the three kids later when we are stronger because we're gonna be feeding on people's fear all night and everything. And Dima's like, well, I gotta go get a costume for the Halloween party. And she just sneaks into Mira's room. Mira still in her neck brace and everything.
Yeah, she's trying to get ice cream, but she can't. And then she's sitting with a bowl of popcorn, which, like, girl, if you can't even eat ice cream, you think you can eat popcorn
I don't know.
with your jaw wired shut?
And then she copies Mira's physical form, and we have to note this. Like, it just absolutely is making her sexier.
Yeah, she like possesses her body
Yeah.
and makes her sexy.
Yeah. She just like dresses in an outfit explicitly to try and be sexy.
It's all red, which not that it's like super revealing. It's just
It's
like
not. It's
it's
not.
not. It's just red and it's lace and she wears really bright red lipstick.
Yep.
Yeah.
She looks in the mirror and calls herself hot. And yeah, it's just I guess that's a shout out to slutty Halloween costumes. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
It's just like I'm sexy demon teenager now.
Mhm. Now we are actually at the party, and Ryan's like, "Man, Sky didn't show up. She
Yeah,
was gonna
what the heck?
sing for us." And he's like, "Well, at least I'm not afraid to sing anymore." He's definitely still
Yeah, they're
afraid.
like, guess you have to do it, Ryan. He's like, but I suck at singing.
Yeah, but Sky actually is here. But she's like, "Man, I don't want to actually be here." And Sadie keeps pushing her into the room basically by saying like, "It's fine. No one's gonna look at you. You're totally fine."
Yeah,
Like,
and then they like spotlight on her.
yeah, because she walks in the room, the band who heard her earlier in the day say, "Hey, can you sing with us?" She's like, "Yeah." So now they're like, "Hey, here she is. Come sing with us right now. We
Yeah.
need you. You're late." Um, and she is very visibly afraid and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of voiceover, like, oh, I'm afraid, and blah, blah, blah. Just like sound clips from the movie of people talking about like being afraid and shit. And it's very dramatic as she walks up on stage and everybody's looking at her.
Hmm. So yeah, she's called on stage and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And the song starts, and she misses her cue to sing, and the band's like, "Hey, you should sing. Be okay. You can do it." Ryan's like, "I believe in you."
Yeah, just remember, get lost in the music.
And then now she starts singing, and
Mhm.
like she does it on the cue, and after like one set of lines, she's completely in it.
I just
She's
want to
happy.
scream out loud.
Yeah, they're playing "Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now" again.
Yeah, it's the same song.
Yep. And then all of that, she's like grooving to it, and then it's suddenly interrupted by Mira, the demon.
She just like walks in.
Yep, she walks in, slow claps, and takes the stage. And she's like, "Man, let's get a better singer up here."
Yeah, and she's like, "Wow, Skylar, this is so embarrassing for you." And it's like it's only embarrassing because you walked in and interrupted the song and then went, "Wow, Skylar, you suck." Like no one thought she was doing bad. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's feeding on the insecurity.
Yeah. So it just kind of is invented that like, oh, Skylar's insecure about singing in front of everyone
Yep,
now.
her only fear is stage fright.
Yeah.
And now Mirror Demon sings it, and she sings it at a much faster pace. I don't know if they
Yeah,
just
she's
sped it
like
up, the band,
she says like up the tempo to the band.
and she has a much more grungy voice.
Okay, it starts normal and then it gets so deep. Like where did that come from?
When I looked at the soundtrack for this, they don't credit anyone other than Catherine McNamara, who plays Mira. So she sings it like this.
But it like there's definitely a change after like the first couple lines where her voice gets so much deeper. Honestly, to me, it reminded me of like if this was like a drag queen singing it
Hmm.
who has just kind of like a deeper voice and but is wearing like a long wig and makeup and a dress and
I
is
get that.
flailing around.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Right? It was just kind of weird because like this is supposed to be a teenage girl. Well, it's a demon inside of a teenage girl, but still.
So now we see like Sky ran away and Sadie's going to comfort her, and she's panic eating a snickerdoodle. And she's like, I still don't really get what fear is. So he's like, you just gotta live with it. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, she's like, how am I supposed to do this? I'm so scared all the time. And say like, I'm so scared all the
And they
time.
keep cutting back to the song, and Ryan's just like angrily playing guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're doing it. I don't know.
And then the song ends and no one cheers. And then like a few seconds later, everyone cheers.
Yeah, it's weird because they were like kind of into it.
Everyone was into it. Like people were into it.
And then the song stops and there's literal cricket
Crickets.
sounds. And then they clap. It's weird. It's a weird choice.
Yep.
This movie's weird.
And then she says some mean stuff about Ryan's music playing ability.
Well, the whole band.
Yeah. But also specifically Ryan.
Yeah. She's like, you guys suck. I'm leaving.
I'm going solo.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't need you. Bye. And she quits the
Bye.
band.
Oh, remember it's Demon
Yes.
Mira. Yeah.
Real Mira has no control over this.
Yeah.
Which why can I feel like Diamato should be using this power to, like take over, Sky.
Maybe she can't. Or actually, I feel like
Take over like Sadie.
taking over Sky wouldn't really benefit you because you just want Sky to be scared. Yeah, Sadie might be a good call. But she went for Mira, who's like her rival, you know?
Diamato's maybe not the smartest at this whole play.
She's not. She's kind of dumb.
Yeah. So back to Sadie and Sky.
Skylar, yeah.
And they're like, wow, this is the mansion that your grandpa owned, actually.
Yeah, how
Wow.
did they not know this? I guess, oh, because the mom was keeping it secret
Yeah.
that they were monster hunters. I don't know.
Yep.
She's like, my grandpa died right before I
And
was born.
Sky's like scared and stuff, and like, what are we gonna do? And Sadie's like, fuck it, we ball. And just decides we're gonna go shoot some monsters.
Sky was like, I want to go home and never think about this again. And Sadie's like, fuck it, we ball. We're gonna go kill some fucking monsters.
And Sadie talks Sky into fighting some monsters. It's just a complete turn on Sadie's part, honestly.
Sadie's like, we just have to get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Skylar.
All right, back in the lab, Cobb is going crazy. He's just mixing random Kool-Aid potions together.
Yeah, and he's like spilling shit and he's mixing his Kool-Aid. And I'm like, why is he so panicked? I like totally forgot about Henry. That's when he's trying to save him. But I'm like, why the fuck is he in such a rush?
But yeah, he revives Henry, and Henry's mad and disappointed himself. He thinks he's useless.
Oh yeah, he goes, please don't hurt me, Mr. Scarecrow.
Yeah, he wakes up screaming.
Yeah. But he's like, dang it. I'm useless. I literally got petrified in fear and I didn't help.
Mm-hmm. And Cobb's like, hey, Henry, you should help. I'm gonna guilt trip you into helping. And Henry's like, I'm a coward. I can't help anyone. But eventually he's like, you can just help me in the lab fix shit.
Yeah, like it's still an important job that they need
Yep.
to do, so.
Back to Sadie and Sky. They go kill a monster. They're monster hunting.
They go boop 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 and they use their little CD Walkman player and they capture a monster.
Yeah. They aim at this dude Josh, and they're like, oh, he's not a monster, he's just a dude in a costume. But they realize that he actually is a monster who is pretending to be Josh because he doesn't actually have feet.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
So Sadie like screams and Sky screams and they fire. Sadie falls to the couch and they start taking off their glasses because they're dumb.
Yeah, they're wearing these like really stupid goggles, and they're like, just take them off. They're not helping you
I
anyway.
wonder what their purpose is for.
Because it's bright
I
light.
don't
I don't
know.
know. They're
Wear
fucking
sunglasses
stupid.
then.
Well, the parents started wearing the like
Welding
welding
mask.
masks, so maybe that's better.
Mhm. So yeah, they save the whole world by capturing one monster.
Well, they're just excited that they did it at all and they
Yeah,
figured it out.
they're absolutely celebrating.
Yeah.
And then back to the lab, we see Henry trying to weld together the machine, and it just falls off. He didn't do any welding.
Yeah, no, he was welding, and I was like, how did he learn to weld so fast? And then it just literally falls off. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yep. And they start talking with Sadie and Sky, like, "Oh, they caught a monster. Good job. They're doing good stuff."
Huh.
And they're like, "Cobb, can you please bring us more storage units?" And
Little
Henry's
CD
like,
players.
"I'll do it."
Yeah, because Cobb's like, how am I going to be at two places at once? How am I going to be here in the lab fixing it and bringing in little CD players? And Henry's like, I'll do it.
Which is complete 180 from what he was doing 5 minutes ago and saying he couldn't do anything.
Yeah. But he's
So
like, I'm going to be brave.
a lot of character development off screen there. And he's like, but I need to get a gun first, and he grabs the big gun, but he was holding it upside down.
Yeah,
Oops.
but he has the giant gun now.
Yep. All right. So now we see that the parents are still fighting with each other because that's all they do is probably about garlic. Again, it's every time.
Every time.
Um, the two friends are Sadie and Sky are just still fighting monsters, and they're like, "Stay away from our friends!" Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like celebrating every time they do anything, and they feel so cool.
They kill a monster and they're like, yeah, stay away from us, monster. Like little, they're trying to be so cool. It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm. So the monsters are like, "Man, what are we gonna do about all this?" And yeah, the big bad three are just like, "We're feeling better." But like they're also gaining confidence they're going to get better at fighting.
Yeah.
So we need some mass hysteria. That's going to be our plan. And Diamata and the other two are like just walking up the stairs, and Diamata's like, "Oh, I'm going to unfuse from Mira. I'm just going to go try a different plan now." Which I'd like to point out first off, this is the same set as the schoolway stairs.
Yeah, you had to like pause and show me because I didn't believe you because they do a good job at
It is well
decorating
hidden,
it.
but it's the same
Yeah,
set
it
as the
definitely is
school
the.
stairs.
It's definitely the same stairs.
Yeah, it's well decorated, so you can't really tell, but it's 100% the same stairway. So
Yeah.
just noting that at the top of the stairs, she unfuses from Mira, and then turns around and gives like a little blow
Yeah.
at Mira just for fun to make her fall down the stairs again
Yeah, she falls down
a second time.
the same. Like it's not the same stairs, but we know it's the same set, but like the same amount of stairs. She tumbles down again.
There are two separate times that she falls down the stairs here. And then we're not done. Then the Scarecrow, Bob, and Theodosia the witch just go, you know what? Ah, and they do at her. And they make her fall down the stairs again.
She falls down more stairs. She like falls down the first time to like the first landing and then falls down the rest of the stairs.
So she fell down the stairs three times
in
one movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she does not fall down any more stairs.
Poor Mira. Honestly.
It's pretty funny.
What has she done wrong other than be jealous of Skylar?
Yeah. Sadie and Sky go and check in Mira. They're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I don't even know if they actually say that. They're just like, "What happened?" And she's like, "I was possessed." Oh my god. And then Sky's like, "Diamata, where is she?" And she's like, "She's upstairs." They don't really go and get her anything. She's like, "Can I get a cab or something?"
Yeah, no, they don't take care of Mira at all. They just go and start chasing Diamata. Poor Mira is just like, I don't know what to
Mira's
do.
really done very little wrong in this movie. She got jealous of Sky's jumping ability.
And then hurt herself.
And that's it.
And then got possessed by a demon. And then fell down more stairs. I'm glad, like, at the end, she gets to, like, hang out with them, which is nice that they become friends at least, and they don't just treat her like a villain the whole time. Because come on, she fell like 3 flights of stairs. Give her a break.
All right. So now we are at the main level of the party where the ghosts are going to be invading mass. But first, we see Henry running through the spooky cemetery forest combination thing, and Scarecrow is there, and he's going to scare Henry. Oh no. And Scarecrow grabs the gun out of Henry's hand because he can do that apparently. And Scarecrow goes in for a scream. What's going to happen here? Well, they cut in between this and the party scene, so we'll get back to that.
Mhm.
But Ryan's looking for Sky, and that's kind of basically it. And we get to see the Too Cool for School poster again, which is now crooked
You
again.
said it looked crooked. I didn't think it looked that crooked.
I think it
but
looks crooked. I mean, at
okay.
some angles, it's definitely not crooked, and at
Yeah.
other angles, it definitely is. I
Mm,
don't know. It was my own little silly thing. I like that it was occasionally crooked and not, and it
yeah.
didn't match. Um, and everyone starts getting scared about the ghosts there.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, "Whoa, there's ghosts up there. That's scary."
That's
And the ghosts
scary.
knock the banner down, and people are flying everywhere, and everyone's scared.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the actual Scarecrow Bob and Henry's fight is happening.
Mhm.
And Scarecrow's like, "Mr. Poopy Pants, dude, you're a scaredy cat. Oh my god, you're so scared."
You're
Blah, blah,
scared
blah.
because I'm a scary scarecrow, and you're scared of
And
me.
Henry's like, "I'm not scared," and grabs, and this is all I can describe it as. That's way of describing it. He just goes up to the Scarecrow and grabs his nipples.
He really grabs him by the nips.
Yep. And that kills him.
He didn't even use his gun.
Nope. All he had to do was grab the nipples of the monster,
Give a
and
little twist.
he like goes into a pile of dust basically.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason is because he's like, I'm not scared of you anymore.
Yeah. He's just like, hey, if you face your fears, they can't do anything.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they feed on fear.
Yep.
Yup.
um So now Henry starts running into the party, but before that happens, he's like figured out the code, cracked it. All the party goers are just freaking
They're
out
freaking
because
out.
there's just mass ghosts here.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. That stuff.
Scary.
Sadie and Sky are still ghost busting, but they don't have enough skill to deal with all this.
We never see Henry give them more of the little CD player things.
Nope. Well, they at this point they're only worried about the big bad.
I know, but they're like, we're gonna need more of these things. But then they just kind of continue using it, and it's like, did you need more?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Diamata and the witch show up to spook around Sadie and Sky.
Yeah.
And the witch is like, ha ha ha, yes, we're evil indubitably. Oh, that's another word you can't spell.
Yeah,
Sadie.
burn. You can't fucking spell this word, Sadie, can you?
And Diamata's like, hey, Sky, your singing sucks.
You suck. Bang.
And Henry runs in and just tells anyone that will listen, hey, do what scares you, and they shrink to nothing. That's the secret code.
It's your fears.
Yeah.
Stop being scared.
So Sky looks around and she sees a microphone. She's like, I can go sing and we win.
Yeah, I gotta face my fears of singing in front of a crowd. This is how this plot
is unraveling.
Apparently, that's her fear, is singing in front of a crowd. I don't know. So she's like, I gotta go sing. And they like zoom in on the microphone dramatically.
Meanwhile, Sadie is still scared, but she's like, I'm smart. I'm confident. I can face my fears. And the witch, Theodosia, says, hey, spell goat.
G.
E. All right. We're going to talk about it now.
Wrong.
This is one of my favorite jokes in any DCOM because they go through it multiple times.
She cannot spell goat to save her life.
She cannot spell the word goat.
Joyce gets the G right. Good for you, girl. You got the G.
If you don't know, Kelsey, can you spell goat in real life for us?
G.
Mm-hmm.
I.
No.
Fuck.
It's GOAT.
Oh, see, I can't get that second letter.
Yes.
It's not like it's a fucking O or anything. Like, am full-heartedly believing that the hardest part of spelling goat is the A. Okay, because like the G makes sense. The O makes fucking sense. Why does she always get the second letter wrong? She goes through every other vowel
Yeah.
and just cannot. But then she finally is standing up and she goes G O, and then Theodore's like, oh fuck. And then she goes A. Like what? You could have messed that part up. Come on, that's the hardest part. Nope, she gets it. A T. Fuck you, bitch. I can spell goat now.
So, yeah. We get the climax later when she solves and figures out how to spell goat. But goat's one of the easiest words to spell. And I get that's the point, that it's an easy word. But you can't really make a mistake with goat. It doesn't
well, you
make
can.
sense.
You can just not say the wrong letter.
And we're now in a society where greatest of all time is so often shortened to GOAT,
Goat.
GOAT.
Yeah.
It's written out so much. So even before then, like it was easy, but nowadays, from a modern lens, this is just like one of the most commonly spelt out words of our generation.
Picked any other word. Well, not any other word, but they could have picked a better word.
They could have picked a better word than goat. And it's so funny to me that they picked goat because it's silly. Hearing her
Spell
go
goat.
G, vowel other than O. Yeah.
Oh, wrong.
So, yeah.
Also, why was goat used in a spelling bee?
It was like an early round.
Goat.
You ever see a spelling bee at like the beginning round? 8 simple words like that to weed out the people that shouldn't be there.
Damn. I never participated in a spelling bee, so.
Guess you weren't cool.
They didn't have any at my school.
I don't think I ever did an official spelling bee. I think I did one at a school.
Yeah.
And we had like a geography bee that was like an actual tryout thing.
That's weird.
And I got third.
Oh.
Top 2 got to like qualify to go to a tournament. And I got third. I'm like, damn. That would have been cool. Yeah. Whatever. So now all this chaos is going in the party, and we're now back on Sky trying to get to the microphone to go and sing and stuff. And Diamata goes and takes over Ryan. Oh no, not Ryan. Oh
yeah. Ryan gets possessed.
Yep. Right. Well, right before this, Ryan's like finds Sky's like, I've been looking all over for you. Sky's like, play guitar for me.
Oh yeah, grab your guitar. I need backup.
And Henry's just still telling everyone, hey, just stand up to them. And then Diamata goes into Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. So all that happens. Also, Mira's trying to run away like everyone else is at the party, and she gets trapped in a like crowd of people at the gate.
Yeah.
Further making her super unlucky for being like slightly mean.
Yeah, so they're all like trapped at the mansion and they're all outside now.
Yep. And now everyone's in the yard running away, and this is where we get the witch going, spell goat, and Sadie goes, G A, hang it.
Damn it.
Spell goat. G I
fuck.
No. Oh. No. So yes, she has gone G E, G A, and G I.
No GU?
She does not do GU.
Dang
that is the one.
That one I would understand a little more than like
what?
what?
Well, how would every one of these get?
Get?
Gat. Yacht.
Come on, it's goat.
Yeah. All right, back to the demon Ryan, because it's now possessed by Diamata.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Sky, you're terrible at singing. You ever think about that?
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah, I totally hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sky is like, seems weird. I don't think this is him. She doesn't say that out loud or anything, but she does not get infected at all by these comments.
Well, no, she's a little hurt at first. Like, what?
In my interpretation, she's just immediately like
saying she's a bad actress, or
I think the point is she from the beginning is like, Ryan wouldn't say that.
Oh, I think she looked a little hurt at first, but she figures it out quickly.
Okay. Regardless, she's suspicious of it. Yeah. Really early on, and Sky starts to sing. She's playing Fearless. I'm stuck in your head. I'm far from the dead. Every now and now I'm feeling. And then the other band members, including the guitarist, starts playing the instruments with it, so we get more than just
Yeah, so
vocals.
there's like a piano playing. I'm like, where the fuck is the piano coming in? It shows that he is a keytard. He's killing it.
Then Demon Ryan's like, stop it.
Like, oh, you
And
suck.
Sky's like, Ryan, you gotta stand up to her. And Demon Ryan's like, I am Ryan. Oh,
Demon, no. Oh.
which is very fun thing to be just like, I'm Ryan. Oh. And she's like, do something you're scared of, Ryan. And Ryan's like, will you go out with me?
She goes, yes.
Yay! And Sky says yes, and Diamata goes away from Ryan. She got
Yeah.
fought out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, everyone's celebrating. And
Yeah.
then Sadie goes, GOAT.
Bitch.
I spelled goat.
Yeah.
And then TERRIFED. Terrified.
You said
which I'm not.
Oh, terrified. Yeah, I'm not terrified. Bitch.
Yep. And the witch is like, no. And goes away. And that's it.
So they defeated them.
Yep.
And then she sings her little song.
Yep. They go back to just singing Fearless.
I'm
just
stuck
full
in
on
your
playing
head.
it.
And back from the dead. And then again, I'm fearless. And they have like choreography. It's a whole shebang. And everyone's dancing. Everyone's partying. And I'm like, damn, her parents are still tied up right now.
Yep, the parents are like up in the attic.
They are hearing this.
They're probably grooving to it. They're like, yo.
Damn, is that Skylar singing? She sounds great.
Let's go. Yeah. Diamata nicely waits for the end of the song and then goes, hey, where are your parents though? Yeah, checkmate.
I still have your parents tied up. What are you going to do about that?
All right, now we're going to get to the final fight, which, in my opinion, worst part of the movie.
It's so long.
It's drawn out. It is probably like 3 minutes to 4 minutes too long.
Yeah. No, it drags. It really does.
And you feel the extra time.
It's just bad.
There's so much stuff going on in this movie, and I feel like the pacing's relatively good throughout,
except for this part. Yeah, it's just really
maybe
bad.
That's
action
not actually true, but this part's definitely the worst.
It's them hopping around like a rooftop, shooting guns, and almost falling. It just drags. It's just not good.
I could read my like full page of notes of everything going on here, but instead I think we're just gonna power through it. Basically, Sky's like, oh, I'm gonna sneak into where my grandpa was hiding stuff that I know where it was for some reason. She doesn't say that or anything.
Yeah, she like pulls the little candle thing down on the wall to open the secret passageway that she just found. Oh, she was following like the fog of Diamata at one point, I think.
Okay, that's an explanation. Yeah, she goes in the Gramps' lair. She sees the chairs were untied, so her parents weren't there, but they were there at one point.
Yeah, and then she goes out to like the roof.
And Diamata's holding the parents upside down, or like
the father's upside down, which I thought was just rude. And then she like turns it back up. I'm like, okay, good, because all the blood was definitely rushing to his head.
Yeah,
which would have just been uncomfy.
They're being dangled over the roof, and Dad's like, "Hey, Sky, run away!" Rah! And Diamata's like, "Shut up!" And Sadie and Henry run inside to go and help Sky about it, and Sky is like, "Hey, just take me and leave my parents, and we're Gucci.
Yeah,
we're good." And they're like, "Okay, well, you gotta put your gun down." So Sky puts her gun down, and the parents are like, "No, don't do it, don't do it." And Sadie's like right there behind the corner, awkwardly standing, and then been in scene for like a minute.
Yeah,
but just awkwardly standing there. And Sky backs up and grabs it and shoots.
Yeah, it's like, I have another gun.
I'm not sure how much of an advantage that was.
Of like, oh, I put down my guns, I'm all good. And then, I have another gun. Surprise.
Yeah. She's like, how dare you try and trick me? And now the parents are just dangling off of like the roof. The mom's still tied up.
Yeah, so she still has the rope all around her. I'm like, oh, that's why she has the rope tied around her, so that the dad can like hold on to the rope of the mom. And they're like hanging off the roof.
And their bullets from the gun isn't doing anything anymore for reasons.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. She's getting bigger as people are in fear. She's getting the fear fed. And yeah. So
Yeah, it's just like CGI fight with guns
yeah,
and the
Sky runs up and does some like monkey bar stuff to be
she's the gymnast.
yeah, and Sadie and Henry stay behind to do that. The Amada's head turns into like a Hydra head. She gets 2 heads. She later gets 3 heads.
Yeah, and the parents the whole time are like, "Stop being afraid! Stop being afraid! She feeds off your fear."
And then Sky's like, "Y'all are idiots. It's your fear she's feeding off of."
Yeah, I'm not afraid anymore, assholes. It's you that are afraid of me dying. Come
Mhm.
on, stop being afraid. Just trust me.
And so Sky's trying to do some cool stuff, and Henry and Sadie are just like, "We're gonna go distract." That's all that's going
I
on.
guess,
And the
yeah.
dad strip is falling. Oh no, they might plummet to their
Yeah,
death.
and they're like, we just need to trust our daughter.
Also, at this point, like Ryan's just standing in the crowd of people at the bottom, but he's standing higher than everyone
Yeah,
else with his
he's on like a
guitar out
pedestal.
for some
He's
reason.
just watching it happen
Yeah,
and not
I feel like they
helping.
should be like getting a hand net ready to catch the parents when they fall.
That
But
would
that's
be
just me.
proactive. That would have been a good idea, or like some kind of trampoline or something, you know? Yeah, no, they don't. They just watch.
Yep. And then Sky yells, now! And somehow Sadie and Henry all know, okay, we're going to shoot and get Diamata now and capture him in a CD player.
And
When
yeah,
we say CD player, by the way, it's not a real CD player.
no,
That's just
it's
the closest thing we can say it is.
yeah,
Yeah. And they capture it.
yeah. And I'm
And
like, wow, that was way
they
harder than
go,
the first
Diamant,
time.
well, who's your monster now?
Bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the first time they captured her, she was just kind of in a room and they go boop, boop, boop. Now you're captured. And this time they had to have like a whole fucking fight on a rooftop.
No one was afraid beforehand.
I
So
guess
she was
not.
really weak.
I guess so.
So yeah, and Diamant is captured,
Yeah.
and the mom's like, "Hey, we'd like the rope now, please. Can you help us up?"
Yeah, we would like to come up now.
So Sky hugs her parents, and she's like, "Hey, can you raise my curfew?" And they're like, "No." She's like, "I just saved your life." And you're like, "Okay, you make a good point, maybe."
Maybe we'll give you like half an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we get to the epilogue. It's the next day, or probably even later on.
See you later, yeah.
Yeah. And it's Sky and Ryan singing Had Me at Hello
You
together.
had me at hello. Oh, and the way she goes, you had me at hello. Oh, it's dumb.
Yeah.
I like it better when it's just Luke Benward
But
singing.
it's not even that good of a song to begin with.
Yeah, but they sing it together, so it's like, oh, Ryan got over his hatred of his own voice, I guess.
Yeah. Um, and then Sky's like, man, some fear is good in life, which is funny to me because she still now has all her fear captured away.
Yeah, does she like now feel fear, or is it now that
I don't know
she's
how this lore
captured?
works, but I don't think some fear is good is the moral of the story when everyone's facing their fears and overcoming them.
Yeah, I thought the moral was like just do it, just face your fears. It's fucking
But
easy.
Sky
You
says some fear
coward.
is good. I don't know.
Fucking coward, just like face your fear and then you won't be afraid anymore.
I'm not afraid anymore. And Mira's like, this is fine. I don't really care.
Yeah,
And
and
like,
Mira gets to sing with them.
yeah. But first off, Sky and Ryan are just clearly flirting while singing.
Well, they're dating now because
Yeah.
he asked her out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, they're flirting in the middle of a song, which is.
Well, the song is romantic
Yeah.
inherently. I mean, it's a pop song, but it's you had me at hello.
And they show Henry just randomly flirting with someone else and standing up to a bully.
It was the bully. Oh yeah, he like looks at some girls, but I swear he was kind of flirting with the bully. But then the same bully is earlier, and he's like, "Where are you going?" or whatever. And Henry's like, "I'm not afraid of you." And the bully goes like, "Damn." He goes,
Who you calling
"Who you
Dorkenstein?
calling
Dorkenstein.
It's like, okay. Like the bully, like, I think is a little smitten. Like, I think they're kind of flirting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe that's just me. And then Sadie gives her presentation and
Yeah. Everything's
does
going
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Mira sings the third verse.
Yeah, she gets to sing with them.
Yeah.
So
And then they hug and they're all friends now.
yeah.
And yeah, the end of the movie is just like a celebrating dance party flashback montage. But it ends with what I believe is sequel bait, which
Oh, it
is Giovanna
shows. Yeah.
starting to break the glass of
Is she
the
breaking
container.
it? I thought
It
it's
starts
just
to
showing.
crack.
Oh. It's like, oh, she might get out again. But
They never made a sequel.
there's no sequel. No.
No. Which
Sick.
I don't think this movie needed or deserved one.
True. What would they do in a sequel, honestly?
Nothing.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Which is more monster hunting, I guess, which that's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
How do you like the movie?
I love all the silly goofy parts, and it's not trying to be silly goofy. The parts where it's trying to be funny, I'm like, meh. But the parts where the movie's just stupid, I love.
I feel like it is such a like mid to low C tier movie, except for the points when it becomes like a high A, low S tier movie, where
Yeah.
it just spelling goat and making someone go 4 times to spell goat when it's the word goat and they go through 3 different vowels to start it is hilarious to me. And that's really funny. Mira falls down the stairs 3 times. That's,
The fucking phone call.
oh
That's
my
just
God.
like the worst interface ever.
And again, these are stuff where I think the only one of those we were supposed to find funny was the falling down the stairs one.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fact that this movie can be so tropey, but at the same time, so itself is very fun.
Yeah. It's dumb, and that's why I like it.
Yeah.
But there are parts that drag, really just like the end fight scene, which sucks because like that's the end of the movie. That's what's kind of gonna stick with you
Mhm.
after you watch it. It's like, that part was lame.
So in the house, I believe we rank this as 48,
48.
which
Yeah.
is not the most inaccurate, I don't think.
It's like close to the middle.
I put it personally at, where did I put it?
46.
Yeah, I put it at mid B tier. I might
Yeah.
move it to like high B tier, but I don't think it would be that different.
I had it lower at 55, which is like kind of high C tier. I think I would move it up more, either like really high C tier or low B tier is
Mhm.
where I would put it.
It was better on a rewatch because we knew the plot and didn't have to pay attention to the stupid lore, which there's too much of.
Yeah, I just got to laugh at all the stupid parts.
Yeah, we just got to watch these stupid parts, and that's the fun part of this
Yeah.
movie.
And there's music, which
And
is
like
always a
the
plus for
music
me.
is a plus even if it's mediocre.
Yeah. It's like it's still musical numbers. It's not
And they don't overstay their welcome,
no, there's
which is really
only
important.
3 songs. There's
It's
literally
not
only three
like
songs.
Cheetah Girls One World where
Oh my
it's
god.
basically just a music video. It's like a concept album done as a movie, and it's just too much.
There's so many songs. And they cut a song. Which, oh my god. Yeah, no, Cheetah Girls One World has way too many songs. This one literally only has 3 songs, and they're fine. They're better than like the Stuck in the Suburbs songs.
Yep, it's fine. It is fine, and the movie is slightly above fine
Yeah.
on aggregate.
Only because it's stupid.
Yeah, only because it's got some of the funniest moments without trying.
Yeah. If you think like you're gonna watch this movie because it's a quality movie, you're wrong. And that's true for most DCOMs, but like especially this one.
Yeah, which I mean, if you're watching it to be a good movie, there are worse movies you can pick. It
Yeah.
doesn't fail in being a movie like some other films do that we have ranked above and below this.
Yeah, no, it is a coherent movie. It's not the worst we've seen, but is it like that good? No.
Yeah.
It's just silly, goofy, and Halloween musical. So there you go. And it has Luke Benward. So that's a plus.
All right. With that, I think it's time we wrap up discussion on this movie. Girl versus Monster is over.
We did it.
We did it.
Girl versus Monster.
Now it's time to pick our next decom.
Yeah, what do you think it's gonna be?
I've got an inkling of suspicion that it's going to be Brink.
Oh, okay. I think it's gonna be Wendy Wu.
Wendy
Homecoming
Wu,
Warrior.
Homecoming Warrior.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Spin that wheel.
Holy shit.
What?
It's Camp Rock.
It's Camp Rock?
Yeah.
Oh
We
boy.
straight up rolled Camp Rock.
All right. Join us 2 weeks from the release date of this for Camp Rock. That's
Holy
a big
crap.
one.
That's like, well, I guess Halloween Town was really big, but I'm like, I feel like this is one of the first like really big ones. We've done like Halloween Town and Cadet Kelly.
Cadet Kelly's big.
Yeah.
But Camp Rock,
It's like, that was like phenomenon.
If I would put under like just generic perception of DCOMs, our generation knows about Camp Rock's 2
Well, I think
behind High School Musical.
just the fact that like there's Camp Rock merch that you can buy, and that you can't say that for many DCOMs. It's like High School Musical and Camp Rock is like pretty much it for like merch. Oh, and Descendants, maybe Zombies,
and those are only really because they're recent.
Yeah, it's like you can buy freaking merch of these. It's like a franchise. So, holy crap!
All right, let's talk about Camp Rock.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Email us, I guess.
Yes.
DCOMduo at gmail.com. Go to our YouTube and comment on Spotify, like whatever you want to do.
Follow our TikTok. Yeah. We've been doing some more posts on there and have a couple in the bank.
In the bank. Yeah, I have more TikToks coming for, fun little highlights from our episodes. So check that out. You can just search the DCOM Duo.
Yeah, that one has underscores. The other.
Yeah, but I think actually I saw the feature where it just kind of like shows your username now.
Oh.
So it just like said the DCOM Duo, which was nice. So yeah. So just find us in there if you want fun highlights like with the visuals of the movie. I have a lot of fun making those. So yeah.
All right.
See you next time for Camp Rock.
Woo! Take care.
Bye.
Scenes from our next episode.
You're a drummer, dude.
We rock, we rock, we rock, we rock.
I need to find you.
That is not her hand on the piano.
Gotta find you.
These are
She's really good.
How can one movie have like, honestly, it's so similar to Go vs. Monster. The movie's shit, except for when it's good, and it's great when it's good.
There's so many memes.
Oh my god. Camp Rock.